Hey there, it's Elaina Strongbow from SodaTutorials.com, Elaina's in-game name. And today I'm sitting outside the house, not so much focused on what's in here. One of the people in the guild, his name is Joe Nola, had asked a question about pricing. He's got a vendor, he's got materials and stuff. How do you figure out what the price is selling for? In fact, today I actually had the same question. First time I had a bunch of venom sacs that I'd gotten from spiders. And kind of going, what the hell to do with the venom sacs? I found out you can make spider poison. And spider poison basically will cause someone to slow down if you poison someone with it. How do you poison someone? Well, there's actually a skill. Like with daggers and short spears, you can apply poison on it, and if you hit them with it, the poison will affect. There's different kinds of poison. Poison from oozes, poisons from scorpions, poison from spiders, general poisons, whatnot. You can find some like festering poisons you'll find on some loot from some guys. But he asked the question, so what, what do I price these at? There are two levels. There's really three levels of things you got to price. One are basic materials, things you find. I found X. How much do I sell X for? I crafted something. How much? So a potion. I've found tons of venom sacs. So I go and craft a potion. It takes one flask, which costs 10 gold pieces, and a venom sac, and I get, or a couple venom sacs, and I get a poison potion. Well, what do I sell it for? Well, the thing's sold. It cost me 10 for the flask. The actual, you know, the venom sacs didn't really cost me anything. I got them from skinning spiders. So it's about 35. I had asked someone, that's what they bought them for, so that was a pretty fair price. I'm like, okay, 35. I'll sell them in lots of 10, and that's 350 gold. And that's literally where I listen to that. So there are things you craft, and you can figure out the basic prices. And that's generally things when you say craft, it's based upon how much the materials cost you and then what the up mark on it. The other one gets into is enchanted stuff, which really is a whole different field. You know, if I get a +1 piece of armor, that just means that someone's crafted an exceptional one, so it's worth some gold. But if I masterwork it with some silver and I add some stats to it, or if I put a gem in it, or I enchant it with some gold into it, that brings up its price. And it also brings up the risk reward, because every time you enchant or you masterwork something, you have the chance of the item going poof. So it's no longer how much did it cost to do that. If I wanted to, let me see if I got this here. If I wanted to, this bow I've got is a bow that I bought that was +1 from someone, and then I masterworked and enchanted it. And if I look at this, I did 1 enchantment, 2 enchantments, 2 masterworks, a socketing, and so I enchanted it twice and masterworked it twice. But yeah, that's great, but also it could blow up. So, and I could lose it. So I could go through 8 bows to get to this. Not to mention, in creating the bows, I may go and create 4 different bows to get a +1 that I go through the process and blow up. So I may have to make 4 times 8 bows, 32 bows to get, to get, 32 bows to get 5 of them that have +1, and then out of the 5, I get 1 to this level. So it gets really complicated how much it really costs to do that. And that's not even with exotic woods. That's just like a pine bow. It costs so much wood to do it. But if I do crimson pine, it costs 4 times as much. So, it's almost like I've had to craft literally 120 bows to get to this. They get really expensive. So we're going to set the most complicated, the enchanted things off to the side and focus on the materials. That's the easiest one. So I'm going to pop up here a web page. Now, if you've seen them around, you'll see the Britannia Mining Company. It's a guild in the game, and what the guild does is I'm assuming I don't know them directly, but it's a collection of people that sell things. It's the mining company, and they sell things, and not only sell it, they set their prices and they publish them, so people who are part of that sell things at set prices. If you go to bmcguild.enjin.com/price guide, you can actually bring up their website. I don't know if I can't see it up here. I will put that up in I'll put that up in the notes as far as the guild name. But if you go to the bmcguild.enjin engine, I think it is, .com/price guide, it'll take you into the site. You get a really complicated site with a bunch of stuff in there. I don't care about all that. What I care about is down in the trade office, you can see the price guide. If you just do /price guide, it'll take you here. The best thing about this because it talks about fuels. So you're cooking, I'm going to do something, an empty glass. I'm cooking something. I have creosote. I'm doing some wood. How much does that cost per piece? If I want to figure that in. They talk about plant seeds. All right, if I'm going to grow an onion, I may get 10 onions out of it. It's 16 for the seed and 4 buckets of water. So 4 times 4 is 16 plus 16 is 32. 32 for 10 onions. That's 3.2 per onion. What do I sell my onion at? That's 3.2 per onion. Probably want to make a little bit on it. Maybe I sell it for 4 or 4.5 per onion. So they give you all these prices, but really we get down here, you look down into this one, gathered item. They're selling obsidian chips at 25 a piece. That's a pretty fair price. Their prices are pretty accurate. Depending where you're at, in Owlshead you probably get more. In a smaller town, you probably get a little bit less. But I go in there, how much is animal hide? So they're selling for 10 a piece. Okay. So if I sell them at 10, I'm pretty much competing with them, and that's good. Or look at, sweat here. They're selling it at 100, or bear carcasses and stuff. You look at it, you get those beetle carapaces, 450 a piece. Wow. Or cotton, they're selling the set prices at 5. So if you grow a bunch of cotton, what do I sell it at? Well, probably want to sell it at 5 or maybe a little bit less. So this site and this price guide is a great place to start to figure out material costs. Like I look at that. You look at their cost here per for gold and for gold ore is 50. So if you think if you buy gold ore, most of them is sold in lots of 100. That's 5,000. If I look at silver is at 60. That's at 6,000. I can tell you right now that gold's probably selling for a little bit more than that, just because of what I've seen and what I've known. But this is fairly accurate. You get a bunch of gems down there, you're mining and saying, what do you sell them at? I always look at these and I knock something off. So if they are 425, I sell them for 4, or for 600, or for 500 here, 400 here. I'll sell it at 275. I won't drop that much off of it. So this is where I go and figure out when I'm going to place this. And I put them on my vendor. Then I watch. And if it sells, great, I'm good. If it sells like hotcakes, I'm probably a little bit low and I bump it up a little bit. Like my gold ore, it's been selling like hotcakes at 5,300 in Owl's Head. So I know that I'm selling out more than I had. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to move it up to 5,400. At that, people aren't pretty much going to complain about it. So I checked the public vendors data, like 6,000, they're really way off. 5,400, I think it'll still move, and that's good. It's 100 extra per every ore, or 1 gold piece more per every ore. So that's fine. So yeah, this is the first place I check. Tin, tungsten, nickel, all the little side things you get when you're mining iron and copper. What do they go for? Tin is the money maker. You need it for white iron, you need it for bronze and stuff. So it sells at 125. That's a great thing. So you get those things going, I got some tin. I'm going for copper ore. I'm getting this. Not knowing that one piece of copper ore you get is averaging selling for 50, but if you get a piece of tin, that's 2.5 times the price that this can go for. So this is where I go to price out my materials, and kind of do that. The other thing is, you really do have to watch. You have to start selling, and you literally have to see what sells, what don't, what doesn't. Like obsidian chips, they had them at 25. So if I had 100 obsidian chips, they basically were saying sell it at 2,500. They were selling. I dropped mine down to 2,200, and boom, they started selling more and more. So I was surprised that I want them to move through, because basically what I look at it is if it's a material that I've gathered, the longer I hold on to it, the less money I get, and I need that money so I can take it and reinvest it. So one other thing that I've really gotten into, and I think who's governor of our previous town, Titania, who was governor of Bay Riviera. I think he has a market over in, he now has a home and stuff in Novia Market, was the whole idea of exchanges. People talk about that. What are exchanges? And exchanges is where I'm actually really learning the pricing. It's very important. Exchanges are basically you inject a whole chunk of money into the game, gold, and you start buying things from players, the sell tabs. So I'm buying gold, I'm buying wood, I'm buying tin, all this stuff. I buy it here, I mark it up a little bit, and I sell it. Now, most people have exchanges on one of their vendors. On the buy tab, you can buy a bunch of stuff. On the sell tab, you can sell it. You can tell there's a price variance. You can tell it's not that much. It's pretty thin margins on it. But if you've got very good active pricing or in a very good location, you can make money on that. So I have a unique situation. I've had originally my house in Owl's Head. where I can sell things. The outside sells a little bit more than most general places, so you get a little bit of uptick there that helps out in the exchange on the selling side. But I didn't have the buying side. So I took some gold and invested. I put a vendor in our POT, or the POT town I live in, where our guild is, in Crossroads, right near Novia Market and stuff like that, just south of the Brittany. And I wanted to put the exchange there because there's a lot of new players in the guild gathering mats and they need money. So putting an exchange there to buy items from them actually gives a service because they're trying to convert money, so they can go out and buy better armor and whatnot. So that's a service I did, and I priced it as fair as I could, as close to what I'm going to sell it. And then, so I buy things in the one town on the one vendor, and then after I collected a bunch, I literally take them over to Allison and put them on a different vendor, and I sell them there. I just didn't want to, personally, I just didn't want the guys to think, yeah, I'm making money off you, and separating them out just kind of helped that out. But the exchanges do a great job because basically your one service, you're giving people gold for materials very quick and easy. And there's a value in doing that. You're not ripping them off. That's literally a value. They need money. I do it all the time. Like literally, I'm low on cash. I separate my money from my exchange. I'm literally right now, I think I've got, let me clear this out. How much I got? 1,800 gold. I literally have like almost 500,000 gold in the exchange type. That's not my money, my character money. I have 1,800, and I literally run out of money. So what would I do? I'll go to the mine, get 100 ore, and go sell it in exchange. I get some cash. I literally actually sell it on my own exchange, so my own store, so I get that money and fund that, transfer that to me. It just helps out. So there's a value in buying materials at a price and knowing, the value is I can't buy them at what they're going to sell for. I need a little bit of a markup. I'm not talking like buy something for, buy gold for 1,000 and sell it for 5,000. I'm literally talking like buy gold. Let me get my price up. I'll tell you what I do gold right now. I'll do silver. I literally buy silver at 5,500 and I sell it at 6,000. There's a 500 gold coin markup. Silver just has one of those really erratic prices, so there's a little bit more spread in that one than other ones. If I look at something like, let me find another one here. Tungsten. I'll buy 100 tungsten at 5,000, and I'll sell that at 5,300. So it's a little bit tighter on the margin. Some has a little bit more, some has a little bit less margins on it. So I'm not trying to rob someone. I'm just trying to satisfy two different communities. There's a community that needs to sell stuff to make money to do stuff. And there's a part of the community that needs to buy stuff quickly so they can do something. So new players have materials, need to sell it, get some cash so they can live. Maybe they need some kodos to go buy some kodos so they can pay their taxes. Then there are the guys who are over there crazy. I'm working on masterworking in carpentry. I need a buttload of silver. I can't go out and mine on my silver. So at some point I'm going to buy silver instead of just mining it. So they'll buy it, and they'll buy it at a little more of a premium. You literally are satisfying two different parts of the market here. So that's how the exchanges work. And doing exchanges actually really helps you nail in the price on things and understand. And sometimes there'll be something new that you just won't know. And you won't know what to do with, and you don't know how it's going to price. What was one that was recently? One of the guys in the guild, Rudyard, who's in our guild, the Lunar Dragons, had like 16 dragon haunches. What do they go for? I have no idea. So I told him, like, well, here's the deal. Let's go look. And I went and searched them for them. I saw someone selling them for 2,000 a piece. So I told him, like, well, 2,000 a piece. That's what they sold them for. That makes sense. That's pretty good. You can take dragon haunches, make dragon meat, then you create dragon stew, which sells for it. But I can't buy them at 2,000. I'm like, I'll take the risk in selling them. He just needed to sell them. He didn't know what to do with them. So I'm like, all right, I'll buy them at 1,800 a piece. So I bought them at so much, and literally 1,800 times, let's see, what did I buy that at? 1,800 times 16, 28.8. So I literally said, all right, I'm going to take the risk and give you almost 29,000 gold, and I'll take your 16 haunches. So then I'm like, well, what am I going to do with them? All right, let me go put them on the vendor and I put in sets of 4. I put them at 8,000 a piece. It's 8,000 for 4, so 2,000 a piece. So 200 coin markup, which isn't a lot. Let me just see. So they sat in the vendor for about a week and a half. Then all of a sudden, boom! They were gone. Someone took them all of them. So I turned the 28,800 that I paid for them into the 28,800 into 32,000. So roughly, let's just say 3,200 I made on it, 3,200 gold. Yeah, I mean, it's like I didn't break the bank. I mean, I outlaid almost, with all the risks, laid out 29,000 gold to get back 3,000. You think about that, it's not a really high rate, but they sold. So some of that you just have to kind of guess, use your intuition, and see what's up, and understand they're hot or not. I figured they'd sell because it's not like you can go out and everybody just go out and kill a dragon. Dragons are hard to kill. They're probably worth more. Could I buy them at 1,800 and then sell them at 2,000? Probably. Probably could sell them for a little bit more, knowing what they're at and what we can do with them. So that's the mechanics on it. That's how I work at pricing, especially for materials. Now for things, let me see if I can bring this back up here. I think we have a little bit more on this price guide. They have some things like, if you're going to go, they talk about pricing and things like butchering. Here's your, get that, milling. So to get a crimson pine pole, it costs, this is based upon the material cost. It takes 2 crimson pine timber plus 4 wax. They calculate what that actually costs in raw materials. So to make a crimson pine pole, it costs 1,300 gold, or 1,300 worth of materials to use. I look at that and say, we have white iron ingot, 2 iron ingots, 2 cold, 1 tin, 1 tungsten. That means the white iron ingot's about 574. And if I take that, say, okay, if I took that many, I need 10 white iron ingots to do this, to make something, I start calculating the material cost of something. So how much does a white iron sword cost? Well, I can figure out the number of ingots it takes and stuff, and then come back here and get those values and put that in there and say that's the material cost for this item. That's probably the simplest way to price items. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you underdo it or not, depending on what it is, what it's out there. It really gets down to sometimes you look at how popular something is out there and how often it's being used. Do I sell more chainmail armor than I do plate? Well, if you sell more chain, then maybe that has a bigger need, so that deserves a little bit more. A plate, I have to drop the price a little bit to make those sell. But the actual, I mean, if you're crafting something, it really gets down to what's my material cost, and then you have to figure out, okay, I want to make sure you don't go broke. The hard part about material cost is the thing that people don't calculate, and this is why. If you think about it, I don't want to lose money. If I've got 100 pieces of wood, I know I can sell 100 pieces of wood for X amount of dollars, and if I use that wood to do stuff, my head says I have to get that much money at least. It always doesn't happen that way. So anytime I craft something like a sword, a base item sword, I kind of go, yeah, it takes some iron, takes some time to do it, but I can craft a basic sword in there. Here you go. But is it really worth all the material costs? No. Because if you think about it, all those materials you got, unless you're buying them, are free. You go out there, you mine some iron, you come back. The only thing you may have to pay for is some coal, chunks of coal and whatnot, unless you cover your fuels and stuff. But okay, yeah, if you get close to what your material cost is, that's fine. Then get that. I personally think that raw materials, sell for more than actually crafted items, basic crafted items. That's just how it works out. So watch out the prices out there. You can calculate it based upon the materials, but I think a lot more times than not, probably the price is a little bit high. And then you get into the whole thing, who am I selling to? If I'm putting it on a vendor, that's one thing. If I'm putting it to a friend, then it's a different thing. So yeah, you can use the calculated material cost calculation on it. I personally just kind of go, what would I spend for? It's like when I go to Owlset, I will look for, I'll actually go in and I'll type in +1 in the filter. And I want to see every +1 item, whether it's cloth, epic armor, leather, epic leather, sword, bow. If there's a +1 item there that is 50 in durability, which means it's a true +1 item is crafted exceptional, and it's somewhere between 100, 250 gold, I buy it. Because the way I look at it is I'll buy those and I'll literally stick them down in a chest in mine. I have a bunch of armor pieces. They're all +1, and some weapons that are +1 that are there, and they're just basically, I didn't have to go and craft. I didn't have to spend my materials on it. I never got it. So if someone says, hey, I'd like an epic chest. I'm looking for an epic chest. I want to have a fire tuned, so I want a ruby socketed to it. I want some masterworking on it. Oh, okay. Well, I'll take one that's already +1 that I didn't have to craft. I can skip all that and just work on the masterwork and the enchanting on it. So, but that's the idea. I mean, did it cost them, so like an epic chest armor that was 250 gold, it was +1. Is that what it really cost them? Probably not. Probably material costs, it probably costs more. But they're finding out, if I just make a bunch of +1 put out there, there are people like me that'll buy them. So that's it in a nutshell. So 3 different types of pricing: materials, crafted stuff with basic material costs kind of calculated, and then you start getting the masterwork and enchanting, which is completely over here. Um, Listen, if you really want to have a really good understanding of what it costs and kind of the reasoning behind it, one of the gentlemen in the game, his name is Arius. I always get his name wrong. Areius. Um, just south of the Twin Foothills, which is where the Elysium mines are, is a town called Sparrowfall. If you go in immediately to the right, you see an elven globe home and all that, and that's Arius's shop. He's an elf, literally plays an elf, which is great. And he's a fantastic maker of wands and staffs. He makes those, that's what he specializes in. He makes those for people. He makes basically good ones, he makes some high-end ones, and he makes custom orders. One of the guys in the guild wants to be a healing mage. Literally be out in the group party, resurrecting, healing like crazy. He wanted a wand that was attuned for life, and wanted it to be really focus driven, very specific. It's got to be crimson pine. It's got to have this, this, and this to be really beneficial for life. So we talked to Arius. Arius went through it. Let's move on. And then we sat there, and Eris was doing most of it, and I talked about a stream as he was doing it. He came with a price list saying, this is how I'm going to price enchanted stuff. Here's like the base enchanted thing, which includes so many masterworking or +1 item, this and that. And then for every masterworking, it goes up, and for every enchanting, it goes up. If you use an exotic material, like instead of pine, use crimson pine, and there's a multiplying factor. And we went through and figured out where the prices kind of fell at. That particular wand, which is it was a +13 wand, call it a healing wand, which was really difficult to make. He probably made about 100 wands to get that one. Ended up costing, I think, somewhere around, let's say, 50,000, because of the amount of work and time. It's not easy to make a +13 thing in the game. I've made a +10, and I've been like, holy crap! Usually +8 is really good for me. But that whole spiel of it is really complicated to do. As far as mentioning, Arius' place in Sparrow Falls. You go in, you go to the uphill to the right, and there's a big globe, elven globe. On his table by his vendor, or in the table on his desk, he actually has a sheet that has a breakdown on it. Though you don't understand the mechanics of it, you can see what the math worked out to. It explains out what those costs and whatnot. Fruit fly or something. It shows the complicatedness of it and what those things can go up to. I think it starts addressing some of that, So if you start getting into crafting and doing more, things that are masterwork or enchanted, how you should price those and whatnot. So it's a great place to visit. He's a great person to talk to. Watch him on Twitch as well. He streams almost every day, a lot of times in the evening. He'll answer questions. A fantastic person to talk to. Twitch.tv/Arius, Areius. And but he can talk to you about how he does it. But I think going to a shop and seeing some of the stuff and seeing the one paper that kind of breaks down will give you an idea about that. So once again, that was it. I just want to talk about pricing in general and what it takes to kind of go through. Once again, this bmcguild.enjin.com/price guide. Great site to get your material. They do update this thing too, I think. Well, I know they do. I think, sorry, I gotta scroll. Does it have the update? It doesn't have the, I don't think it has the update date on there. They used to have that listed on here. They updated it, I want to say once every month or something in general. I think as things need it. So, great site to get your base stuff. Definitely for material sales, and then start calculating some of the basic stuff for your, material costs, based items or crafted items someday. So yeah, so Aries in Sparrowfall, bmcguild.enjin.com/price guide. Another one on there. Also, just ask me, and if I don't have the answer, I'll shoot a question out on there as well. If you have questions or comments, throw them on the video. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Once again, it's Elaina Strongbow from SortingTutorials.com. End of the video here. Picture of the previous video in the series. You can click on that to go see that. Below that's a link to the SortingTutorials.com website, what I'm up to, what I will be up to while kind of going on. And a picture of me in the fairy wings. That's if you want to subscribe to the channel. If you're finding this stuff useful, worth the time and all that, it'd be great for you to do that. I appreciate it. That's it. Take care. Have a good one.